Yes, okay. I'm gonna get started now! Welcome everybody to podcast number 125 of the forum thread. Yes, I did that backwards, it's okay. I am Wadabra, and here with me tonight, I have these lovely people. Hello, Zelda.
Hello!
TJ.
Hello.
Zap45.
Hi.
Chaos Mana.
Hellos.
And our special guest, I only know him as Mark. Mark, do you have a screen name?
No, it's pretty much Mark everywhere I go.
He's just Mark.
I'm just Mark. You know, I used to have a screen name years ago, and all of my, my people, that sounds horrible. My people in LA were like, you need to just use your name.
Okay.
So I'm like, alright.
My people didn't sound bad until you said my people in California.
I know, right? As soon as you say, LA, that ruins everything.
So these people in California, they are the Weirdlings? Are those the people you're talking about?
No, these are different people.
Oh,
these
he's got
are
different people. He's got more than one people.
These were my IAWTV people, the International Academy of Web Television people that were telling me this.
Now that is incredibly pompous.
I don't feel fancy.
That sounds so huge. It's really not, but yeah, it sounds like in the academy they told me.
So to give everybody a preface, we met Mark at RTX. We went to each other's panels. Mark's in charge of the Weirdlings on YouTube and the website. What's the website? www.theweirdlings.com.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. And you are the main producer, correct?
I am the producer. I'm the guy that started the whole thing, and I produce and coordinate all of the things that happen with the Weirdlings.
Used to be the Weird Girls, now the Weirdlings.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, that was fun.
Because everybody thought it was for porn.
Oh, is that why you guys changed the name?
Yes.
That's actually one of the reasons. Yeah.
Was that like a constant comment or message, or was it just in person when you said your name?
It's usually in person. You know, you're sitting there and, you're having a meeting with somebody to pitch the concept. And you're like, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm with Weird Girls, and I have to spend half of my pitch telling them, no, it's not.
I know.
It's horrible.
Well, now you're more...
So, yeah.
So you're saying Weird Girls is not actually porn, are you sure?
There's a porn, I'm sure, out there called...
I'm sure there is a porn, yeah. I'm not going to 100% guarantee that, because I'm pretty sure somebody out there has done something. There's actually a Norwegian performance art group called the Weird Girls, if you look them up.
Now I have to look that up.
Well, and they're like, no, we're not the Weirdlings, we're the Weird Girls.
Right.
Didn't you guys change your names?
Yeah. But all that in Swedish, though.
All that in Swedish, yeah. Exactly. At least I think they're from Sweden.
Or Norwegian? I can't.
Norwegian. Yeah. It's one of those Nordic-ish.
It's in the fingers.
It's in the fingers.
Yeah. The part of Europe that looks like three fingers.
Oh,
so Norway, Sweden.
That is not where I thought that was going.
What did you think I was going?
I'm not sure, but I didn't want to know. I mean, we just talked about porn, and then you're like, it's all on the fingers.
And then you're talking about fingers. Yes.
We cut to Norway, and then we said, the three fingers.
It's not making it any better, buddy.
It's a very open society over there. I'm not going to leave any judgments.
I'm glad that's not where it went, though.
I'm like, I know that's not the weirdest thing we've said on this podcast, but I was still like, I don't know if I'm mentally in a place I want to go there tonight.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be like the Basil podcast all over again.
Dude, the Basil podcast was right on. I love that.
What is the Basil podcast?
The one where Basil was here.
What the hell are you talking about?
No, it's when Steffi from Achievement Hunter
okay.
And they talked about how basil is delicious, and I agree. Well, Elon said it was delicious, and I agree with him 100%. Yeah. Basil's
That's
great.
The part of that podcast you took away was a conversation about.
Well, I cut it out, and I started Hold on, I started the podcast with that comment about basil.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to the whole entire podcast, but that was the favorite part. My favorite part about it is this arbitrary commentary on basil and how it is delicious. I felt. And now
we
Mark,
have
welcome to the TFT podcast.
welcome. We change it often. This is a madhouse.
I thought we were doing a cooking show or something. It's cool. I can talk basil all day.
Yeah.
I had basil on my pizza about an hour ago. It was amazing.
So we should probably have Mark. Can you tell us a little bit about what the Weirdlings is all about? What it is you do? Obviously, since it's not porn, what is it?
Really, it's just a community. We started building this community a few years ago, and it's a community of creators that are just working to build a safe and accepting place for people of all fandoms and everything to get together and just enjoy each other. It's a place where you can go and not have to worry about being judged about, oh, you can't do that, you can't say that. We just want to have people be safe for whoever they are and whatever they love doing. And that's pretty much it. We're pretty straightforward about it. If you love a fandom, if you love something, there's going to be a place for you here, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or cosplay or video games or board games or whatever. We're going to have something for you here.
Yeah, trying to create a group with no hate, like no bad vibes, just a general friendly place.
Exactly, and it's not that easy on YouTube to do that, but we're trying hard.
That is, the comments are constantly filled with hatred, and I feel like, is it just me, or has that been a recent thing?
It's just you.
It seems to have been relatively recent, or at least more recent, since now, like, we've been so many people pointed out, finally, there we go, pointed out that you notice it more, and you see it more, and then the people that see it more, they're like, it makes basically it's all feeding the trolls, and then the YouTube comments just kind of spiral down into madness.
Well, I feel like because we're content creators now, and instead of, some of us are still YouTube consumptioners, but we're consumptionists, whatever. Consumers. There we go.
Consumptionists.
Listen,
He's making up words again.
Listen, it's bullshit. Why could Shakespeare make up a word, but I can't?
Because you're not fucking Shakespeare.
Nah, dude.
Any sense you want to put the emphasis on that statement?
Nah, it's bullshit. I'm a modern Shakespeare. But anyway, a consumer of YouTube content, I think we've sort of bridged the gap. So it's like, now we notice it more because we care, I guess? I don't know.
You're not fucking Shakespeare.
You just got that?
No, I'm still laughing at it.
You made a good point, but I love the fact that we pulled out of that. You're not fucking Shakespeare.
Yeah, exactly. I'm making a, relevant point.
You have a really good point, though. I think people are finally starting to kind of like stand up and talk about it more than they used to. Everybody really did used to say, just ignore them, but now people are saying, no, don't ignore them, call them out on it. I think it's more out there because people are really saying, no, you don't get to do that. You don't get free reign to control all this stuff.
The people aren't staying silent like they used to, right? Like we are, we know, like it's just not going to go away. It's just,
we're not letting someone just berate someone else without repercussions and pointing out their like very flawed arguments.
Yeah, so it's like a war in the comments, and maybe someday the war will become less of a war and more of a skirmish, like here and there. But
I think that as time goes on, we'll find better and better ways. Now I'm failing at talking.
Wales?
Thank you.
Excuse me?
We'll find better and better ways to deal with these types of situations, these types of people, especially since like social networks and YouTube video comments and everything are a very new thing, and there's really no established way to maintain a civil conversation should it start to spiral. The internet has never been that way, and it's never really needed to be that way. But as the internet continues to move more and more into our everyday life, like we all have internet in our pockets now, it makes sense that we'll come up with better and better ways to cope with this type of thing and keep it from happening. Kind of like, when you're walking down the street, you don't just start... Well, most people don't just start yelling and screaming at the person standing next to them because they're wearing the wrong shirt or something. So I'll be interested to see how that winds up changing over the course of the next few years.
Here's an interesting topic. Is it the responsibility of a person who creates content on the internet to sort of guide that path and be like, hey, when it comes to building communities, we don't want shitheads in our community, that's, given, but is there more that content creators can do?
If you are on a platform and if you have the ability to deliver a message to a fan base, it is, again, I would think it is your obligation to, if people are going to listen to you, if you believe in something, take that opportunity to speak up for that, because you are given that opportunity. So I think there is an obligation there.
I agree. Yes. 150. I have a lot of strong opinions on that one. So yeah,
right on.
Yeah, so you probably encountered this quite a bit in trying to create a nice, safe, and like a peaceful corner of the internet. What sort of experiences have you had?
Especially with the D&D series.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually been kind of interesting because we kind of decided early on we were going to moderate the hell out of our comments.
Oh.
We didn't want a place where that was okay to do.
Yeah.
And we have moderated. I have to say, 95 to 99% of the comments we get are 100% supportive of everything we've done and the other people in the comment thread. It took a while to get there, and we have had some things. We had a video about Gamergate that caused some issues.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, it did some things. And every once in a while you'll get somebody that just likes to stir the pot. But we really do, as soon as I see somebody like that, if they're just coming in to say something really shitty, immediately I just block them and I delete the comment. So that doesn't even appear on our thread. And pretty much everybody we have coming in now kind of gets that vibe. It's kind of, I don't remember where I first saw this, but basically the idea is that it's on us to cultivate the community we want. It's our community, so we have control on who's going to be a part of that and what kind of community we're going to tolerate.
Definitely.
So if we're not going to tolerate it, people aren't going to show up like that. So we've been okay.
That actually sounds like a pretty good model. Yeah.
We've experienced a few things here and there from Twitch because that's just, I think it's inevitable anywhere. So we've kind of curtailed that here a bit on Twitch. And I think we've gotten that, we've gotten better about YouTube. But now, do you just delete them, or do you have your comments all pinned for review or pending for review? Is that how that works, or is that how you set it up? Or?
Oh yeah, how do you filter through the comments? Exactly.
I really just I let everything come through except for certain keywords. There are certain keywords I'm not going to talk about that will automatically flag for review.
Oh, for sure.
And those will pop up. But actually, YouTube's been doing a pretty good job on a lot of them as well. So that comes through. But pretty much everything comes through. I get a notification of every comment that comes on the channel, and I take the time to go through those comments.
And then just sort of sift through the sand, so to speak.
Pretty much. I hit the community section on the YouTube channel and I will go through, and if there's somebody that's just out of line, I will just go to their account, I will block them, and I will report them if it's abusive enough, but then I'll also delete all their content off of our channel, because if they're not interested in being a part of an open and accepting community, you don't get to come in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. That's why I think that model, what you're doing, is actually really smart, and I'm surprised now more people don't actually do that. Because if you do think of not just your comments section, but like everything that you do, and that is a community, and you're a supportive group of people. If it's a group in real life, and you have a douchebag barge into the room and just causing trouble, you're gonna throw that fucker out.
Yeah.
So it makes sense you do the same thing in your virtual community, because you're still real people with real feelings in a virtual space. So yeah, kick that fucker out. I think that's a really good way of handling it.
Yeah,
I like it. It's been working for us so far.
Yeah, that's extremely insightful. I mean, we brought you on to talk because we liked your panel, or at least I did.
I wasn't there at the panel, and I
did
see it.
The RT guys dropped the ball when it came to uploading the VODs of the community panels. They were absolutely garbage.
I'm gonna jump in with a brief moment of defense on that one.
Okay, sure.
Just to set the record straight on that is that there was lots of issues with the streaming. Everyone is very aware that there was. Usually, they get to set up the electronics for streaming and all the stuff that is needed for that. They get to set that up Wednesday night going into Thursday morning and run tests Thursday afternoon and final tests Friday morning. Mm-hmm. So that way everything's ready to go when doors open at noon. They didn't have access to any of the rooms that panels were going to be in until 6 a.m. Friday morning.
Okay. And was this so this was about the hotels? Or?
So there was another convention in the convention center until 6 p.m. on Thursday. We couldn't. That's why registration was in the hallway.
So it was a scheduling issue then.
So yeah. So there were other commitments that the facilities had made that conflicted with what our requirements were going to be, and so we didn't. They essentially had their setup and test time cut in a quarter. So that's I know it's super irritating. I'm frustrated too, but I want to not necessarily blame the RT people and the tech guardians and things like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame the guardians.
Well, yeah, but and there were people who were blaming the tech guardians, because the tech guardians are a lot of the ones who are helping set up those things.
They saved our ass. They saved our ass during our panel. They helped us out a lot. I mean,
I should have brought a dongle. It's my fault.
So I just wanted to since it came up, I just wanted to set that record straight that yes, the ball was kind of dropped, but it was not, it wasn't as dropped as it looked, as there was a massive time constraint that
It's
they
good
just
to know
had to
there is a reasonable explanation.
Yeah,
Yes.
now that you explain it, I'm less mad. Like, that calmed the fires of anger in my pit of
Hey,
my stomach.
listen,
so I
we
appreciate
had our
that.
back. We had our backup. We're covered.
I know.
Now
I
our-
am so
and now our
pleased
panel's on.
that I finally got to watch the panel. It was way late, but like all the stuff you guys were talking about in the podcast that we did after RTX, I'm like, finally, I get to watch what they're talking about. Though the audio quality is kind of shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Say that
Well,
right up
it's
front.
not like the thing is we didn't have direct feed into
I know.
their mics.
But
Yeah.
it was really hard for me to understand like a quarter of what was going on. I'm like, I think that's what they said, but I got the gist of it.
Just
Yeah,
know that it was all very
awesome.
insightful.
You guys
We
killed
said
it.
a lot of smart things,
Yeah.
and go back and take notes.
Yeah.
Now, Mark, did anybody record your panel independently? Like, is that something we can actually watch, or we, as in me, can actually watch? So I know
I would
what
like to
they
watch.
got to see?
I was too busy running around like a Guardian crazy person. I would also like to see it.
We didn't actually have anybody
Oh, no.
separate record it, unfortunately.
It's online.
We did.
Is it?
Yeah, it should be online. I think that they
No,
they
RT.
did something.
Yeah, no, I got a link right here.
Oh, really?
you
There
you go.
share the
Links.
link
Give
because
us the link,
I actually
please.
like the day, like the end of the week where I got home so a week after RTX, I went looking for like there were 3 panels I really wanted to see, and that was like the first one I was looking for. I'm like, why can't I find it? And that's
It's
when I
from
found
a
all the audio
YouTube
issues.
channel called My Channel. It also has Elon's panel on it.
Oh, no way. Oh, that My Channel. Yeah, that... Whoever set that up...
I don't know who that is and how they have all the
Lifesaver.
YouTube
Yeah,
videos.
exactly.
They are a guardian angel, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Ah.
Let's put this
I
link
am
in the link dump here. Or not
Bookmarking
link
the
dump,
shit out of this.
Yeah.
Yep, I've got it in there. I need to like that. Liked. I mean, we recorded in the past. We recorded ours, but this was one that we just didn't actually set anything up. So I'm really glad somebody
You
else.
look so
took
serious.
initiative.
So things that you've done before. Have you done other panels at past RTX events?
Yeah, I've done a few at RTX. Last year we had our first one with last year we were the Weird Girls, so we had a panel there for the Weird Girls. But the year before I've actually been a panelist at RTX, and I've been a panelist and done panels and things for a while.
So what was I'm trying to, because I was actually at the RTX before this one. What was your panel called? Because I may have actually been at that one.
It was just called Weird Girls. I think it was just Weird Girls. It was the development
Everyone
of a YouTube
showed up because they
channel.
thought it was going to be porn.
And then,
That's what it said in the
sorry.
description.
It said porn, and people just showed up.
I expected some Norwegian people. I was very disappointed.
Okay,
Next year, or...
Okay, I didn't see that one then.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Dark
I was
would remember
hopeful, though.
porn.
Because I went to a lot of the more obscure panels at RTX because I didn't want to sit in like a line full of a bajillion people. So I just went to a bunch of the smaller ones and got to see it from that point of view. Sitting really short
gotta
lines
say,
instead.
Last year was great. We had a lot of people there. We had a ton of people there last year. Part of it, I think, was we were on a Saturday in the middle of the day instead of a Sunday near the end of the day like we were this last year. But yeah, it was great. And I've liked Rooster Teeth. I've been coming to RTX. I didn't go to the first year, but then I started going after that. And just seeing how much it's grown over the years, it's just amazing how big this thing's gotten.
So how long have you been a member of the Rooster Teeth site?
Probably about, let's see. I really started when I started with meeting Bernie, and we hung out for a while to talk about the stuff that I was working on, and then he and Barbara set me up on the site, and I just kind of joined and have just been a part of it since then. And really and truly, I'm not hugely active in the Rooster Teeth community. I talk a lot with Barbara and Bernie about things. I know, it's horrible, right?
I'm personally
but yeah,
offended by this and we can't be friends.
my apologies. I'm sorry.
should
Do I need to go now? Should I?
How could you?
You know where the door's at. We'll see you in another life.
Another life. It's kind of weird, though, because I was actually talking to a few people about that, because the Rooster Teeth community is so huge and so, well connected with each other. Everyone is so tight-knit with that group. It's an amazing community. And
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you are, though. I really don't do too much on the website. Well, especially since the new version rolled out and the mobile version hates my phone. But, yeah, I'm definitely more involved with our community here, the TFT group, but not so much on the main website itself anymore.
So I have a question for you guys.
Yeah, go for it.
We might have
All
an
right.
answer.
So I actually posted this in a journal the other day in the RT site that nobody can use. So I was sitting at work, working away, tapping away at the computer, doing work stuff, and I sneezed. I have my headphones in, I'm jamming to music, because, that's also what I do. And so I sneezed, and then I paused. I'm like, wait, did somebody say, God bless you? I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know, because I'm in a room full of people. So I, paused. I'm like, wait, should I say thank you? I'm like, oh wait, what if nobody said anything? And then I say thank you, and then I'm that sarcastic guy who went like, whoa, nobody's going to tell me bless me? Well, thanks for nothing.
Very passive-aggressive, sort of.
I'm sitting here for a whole minute being very anxious about this. It's probably a problem on my part, but...
And then you start hyperventilating.
So
well, then I just
that your soul was going to come out of your nostrils and splatter on the computer screen? Is that what you're worried about?
So I did the thing where, I took my earphones out and I just kind of, dropped them heavily on my desk to just let everybody know that I had headphones in, and if anybody said bless you, I didn't hear you. So, that was my subtle kind of thing.
You totally overanalyzed that whole situation there.
That's my entire life, thank you very much, but...
So, I'm gonna point out
that wasn't really a question, that was a story.
That was a story, so I don't know if that was... I don't know why you started with, hey, here's a question.
It was an anecdote.
I'm gonna answer you with an anecdote. How about that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, it's I don't have headphones that have a distinct headphone hitting the desk sound, so I don't... Now you're just the asshole who's making a loud noise for no reason.
It was
Wait, how big are your headphones?
They're tiny iPhone ones, but they're hard, and if you drop them on a desk, they make a sound.
Yeah, but it's not like somebody hears that sound and goes, that's the sound of some earbuds hitting a desk. He must have had those in and didn't hear you say bless you.
But the person who might have or might have not said God bless you will now know that I didn't hear them, and that's why I didn't say anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Will they know? Will
yes,
they hear that
that's
sound
in my heart of hearts.
I mean, even in the world of the awkward having to say the bless you part after a sneeze, it's not immediately expected that you'll get to thank you for every sneeze.
Yeah, again, I don't want to be that guy who goes well, thanks, it's so I didn't say anything, and then I did the headphones thing.
Why not just say, if anyone said God bless you, thank you?
No, because I'm not going to be that dork either.
Oh, okay, well, I guess I'm that dork then.
Wait, how many other people were possibly around you?
No, I don't say... if I was in the same situation, I mean, one, I wouldn't really care, but two, if I did, I would say, okay, if anyone said, God bless you, I'm going to interrupt everyone's work so I can say thank you. Thanks, everybody.
See, we are different people, honestly, completely. I mean, you were in a call center, I remember, where you used to work, and that's just, there's 34 people surrounding you in a tiny cubicle. I'm in a kind of a tightly fit area, but maybe I'm surrounded by 15 people. In my people earbud dropping sound range.
I don't know. I like to be the somewhat lovable asshole, so I would want to say something snarky.
Well, this is my new job, by the way. I've only been here for a month. So
hey, I was an asshole to the people that I work with now, probably day 3. But yeah, it didn't take long for me to decide I was going to be an asshole because they're going to learn one way or the other. Just don't worry about it. God, life's too short.
Yeah, well, I mean...
We're going to have to visit him. He's going to be 30 years down the road. He's going to be in a hospital, or no, probably in a padded room in a straitjacket, worried about the voices in his head and what they think of him. Oh my God.
Right,
I think it's funny you think he's going to make it 30 years.
I don't know how you correlate anxiety with, hearing voices. These aren't the same thing.
It's going to escalate. It's going to escalate.
This is how it starts, man.
Yeah.
Are you all doctors? Is this what you learned in lab coat school?
Yes, this is what I learned in lab coat school.
Wait, what did we call it the other day?
Oh shit, what did we call it?
Oh man.
I need to find this.
Yeah, go back.
Baller Coat U.
Baller Coat U. I want to go to that university. That's science school.
That sounds like an anime.
Yeah, right?
It does.
I know.
I would watch that.
We need to make that a show.
Oh, yeah, Mark, before you got on, we were actually making a joke about how originally your group was called the Weird Girls, but you're obviously not a girl, so we're like, is this a harem?
Hey, we don't know that. We don't know how he identifies. Maybe we've been using the wrong pronoun.
Making assumptions about my gender identity,
You didn't
dude.
correct us when we said he, so this is...
You're absolutely right.
Oh,
you're absolutely right. No. I do gender identify as male, so you're okay.
Well, I thought you were about to say, I do identify as a female, but it's alright.
I really should have, just to see the reaction, hear that dead silence,
There would have been silence, and I would have gone, I fucking told you!
That was actually kind of interesting. We had to, part of our little pitch we had to do is hey, yeah, we're with the Weird Girls. It's a gender-neutral term. that had to be part of her thing. It was so
tough.
annoying.
That's tough. You can't say, we're this, and then pronoun for identification of this gender, but it's neutral. Like, that's kind of extremely difficult and nearly impossible.
It was a pain in the ass. We had a lot of guys who would come up to us at conventions like, hey, I'm a guy, can I, like, be a fan? We're like, yes! Totally! Do the thing! And, yeah.
You're the weird part.
You're the weird
Yeah,
part.
the weird! Focus on the weird! Yeah.
Maybe
and actually,
so
the
much,
whole...
though.
You'd
Yeah.
have to
That's
have
true.
the bro girls.
Yeah. Wait, what?
What the heck is a bro
Like
girl?
bronies. You'd have the bro girls.
Or maybe
Is that a term?
Oh,
Weird bros?
Yeah.
So like the like
Weird
bronies, but like bronies for the weird girls.
Yeah,
So,
'cause-
But still.
Broly, I
Totally
don't know.
confused. I've lost track. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
What's happening?
That is what we don't know what's
Again,
happening
welcome to
now.
the podcast.
Yeah,
This is what happens.
exactly.
Welcome to the podcast where you have no
Uh,
fucking idea what's going on. Just go.
And the
with
points
it.
don't
Doesn't make
matter.
it awkward.
The points don't matter. I like that. I like that reference.
We have a scientist on our podcast, so we are automatically legitimized by
Wait,
Even if
who's a
she's not
scientist?
actually on the podcast, we talk about science.
yeah.
But the fact that
Wait,
we
who's a
know
Member.
she wants to Brawly coat you,
We've got
so
street
therefore,
cred.
You
because-
guys are
Anything we say.
you guys are legit just by association now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What kind of scientist? I'm really intrigued by the scientist aspect. What kind of
No,
scientist
don't
you
get her
talking
started.
No, it's
I'll
fine.
get
No,
this-
please do.
Short version. I have degrees in chemistry and physics. I spent a couple years working at a high-energy physics lab outside of Chicago on neutrino and dark matter experiments. I have a published paper on them. I worked in pharma for a couple years as well.
You are badass.
Yeah, I know, right?
You are so badass. I love
where's this
that.
published paper?
Yeah, can you
I
read
will-
it?
I will. Yeah, if you can try.
Whoa, whoa.
Okay.
Listen,
I don't know if your puny
you know.
non-sciencey
excuse
brains
the
can handle this.
Okay.
Give
Now I'm
me
gonna-
a second, and I will find it. I'll find the link for it.
Let's stick this in the link dump. We did when we did the science podcast. We so should have had a link to this paper.
Probably.
It's something we can.
What was the paper on? What was the topic of the paper?
Okay, now see, I tried to get the short version. Now we're getting into stuff here.
Here we go.
No,
Okay.
I'm a science nerd. Get me.
So, all right, well, you and I will have to chat about stuff.
Baby, one more time.
But I was working on the shortest way to describe it is I was working on a dark matter experiment, and the way that you detect particles in a lot of these particle physics experiments is using a scintillator material, which means it's something that glows when particles hit it.
So,
Um,
so that,
and so
like,
you'll have a-
bacterial yogurt thing that people
You'll have a
drink or
what?
whatever from MRIs.
What about yogurt?
The bacterial yogurt thing that you drink for MRIs or whatever. It's like the
It's
particle
nothing
version
like
of
that. No,
It's
it's
the particle
nothing like
version.
that.
Not like that at all.
You're
No.
taking
If you want
away
to talk
our
about the
bread
difference
now.
between
Just-
fluorescence and phosphorescence, at some point we can get into that too. But because that's what the difference is you're talking about here. So if you have a bunch of things, like just imagine like bricks on a wall that are all this different material. If a particle goes through them, you can watch which bricks light up, so you know the exact path of that particle. And depending on how bright it is, it tells you how much energy it has. So that tells you, and because of like how you can see how quickly it travels. So now you can figure out its mass, based on that intensity. So, the stuff that you use to make that happen is really fucking expensive. So you want to use it in the most efficient way possible. And this experiment was starting to build a detector, a brand new detector. And the plates they had made to do this at the beginning of the project versus the ones at the end had started turning yellow, which means it's degrading. And they're like, this is supposed to be stable. Why is it degrading? So they brought it to me and they went, please figure out what's happening. So, I did all these different analyses trying to figure out what was causing it to degrade, how it was happening. I figured out the actual mechanism for what was happening, how to prevent it, and how to make their process more stable and go faster so that way they wouldn't have this degradation problem.
That's so awesome.
So
That
it
is
was-
pretty fucking cool.
So I think we figured out that based on how many plates they were gonna have to remake, like how many plates they were gonna have to make versus how many they had to remake. If we didn't figure this out, I saved them like $60,000. So
Probably like per
Shut-
plate.
Nicely done.
Done.
So yeah, so it's one of those things that like when you're when they're constantly cutting scientific budgets, saving $60,000 is definitely a huge
It's
deal.
huge.
So.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah.
So yeah, so
Wow.
it was funny because the lab I worked at, it was a 2,000 person lab, and me and one other woman were the chemists. That was it. we were the two chemists that were the resources for everybody else. So we always got people showing up in our lab, like, looking really panicked. They're like, because they're physicists. They just know that this stuff is supposed to work to do the thing they want to do, and then it doesn't work, and they're like, why? So we would just have panicked people showing up with mystery tubes, and they're like, can you tell me what's wrong? I'm like, can you tell me what that is before I touch it, please?
He just, like, shoves a test tube. What is this?
Yeah.
I need you to figure this out. What is this? It is, I don't even know this color.
Yeah.
What is this color?
There's definitely, like, I got to work with some cool stuff too. All the cool stuff smells bad. I just want everyone to know that. There was a neutrino experiment I worked on that was my main project for 2 years that used a liquid scintillator. So you just had these really long, I think they were 15-foot tall tubes that you would fill with this liquid that would glow. And that shit smelled awful, but it was really cool because it was so sensitive that, like, just carrying a container of it anywhere near a window where there was sunlight would make it glow this brilliant, bright purple color. I was like,
so
I just want to have, like, a
freaking
vase of this
awesome.
on my desk. It was just awesome.
It randomly breaks and you regret that decision.
Probably. Mostly just because the shit smells terrible. It's like, I don't care that
Right.
this is, like, I know this is absorptive into my skin and that's probably going to cause a problem in the long term.
No,
but
superpowers.
But it smells awful.
This is how you become Superwoman.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's in your hands.
I missed my opportunity.
Mutant abilities are
Your
in your
chance.
hands, and you let them go.
Or you just become a crazy woman who glows glows when it gets bright and smells.
Still a
No.
superpower. Still
Yeah.
a superpower.
Granted, glowing in daylight would be that would be a pretty sweet power.
Well, then you'd be a vampire.
No, that's sparkling. There's glowing and there's sparkling. They're two very fucking different things. Do not
sorry.
compare me to a goddamn
Start
Twilight
the Cult
vampire.
of Zell.
Yeah, you called me Zell earlier. What is with that?
Ooh, I like that. Hold on a second. I'm gonna write that down.
The Cult of Zell?
The Cult of Zell. Hey, I'm doing a D&D campaign. That works.
Alright, there you go.
You're
if
welcome.
You use that,
It's the, like, dark version of Legend of Zelda. Like, Zelda is, like,
Yes.
exiled from the castle, and she has to start her own
It's a-
cult.
It's a steampunky, science-focused evil cult.
Cult of Zell. Oh, I found
I love it.
You found what? Oh,
I found my paper.
You just now found it? This whole time you were looking for it?
Yeah, it's because I knew there was a link to it in my LinkedIn, and I was trying to remember my password for that.
So, like, the whole dark matter thing, is there a way we could harness that for energy and, like, have infinite energy and not have to worry about electricity bills?
I'm gonna say no just because you use the word infinite energy, and that is not physically possible.
Okay,
Exactly.
excuse me, I'm sorry for not being a fucking
You're
semantic...
taking away our science cred. Just shh.
Jerry is a bug.
Listen, okay, near infinite, whatever. A lot,
Yeah.
just a shit ton of energy, whatever.
So here's the thing:
Excuse
is
me.
we still don't know a lot about dark matter and dark energy. It's still we're still totally just making shit up and then testing
We
to
know
see
it's
if it's
dark.
true. So we know it's dark. Which does not just mean that it's black. For the love, people are like dark. So like,
Whoa! It's just a darker shade.
yeah. Excuse me. It's now I was gonna make a
It's
joke. That would just
energy
be bad.
American, okay? Come
Yeah,
on.
it's energy. God damn it. Oh.
Sorry.
That's alright. So moving on from that, it's one of those things that, I mean, it's possible that maybe somewhere along the line we would figure out a way to harness, but right now we have a hard time even finding it. So that's why you have to build these fancy fucking detectors, and you're lucky to pick it up. So it's one of those things that we're not even positive how to look for it, much less how to capture it and then how to manipulate it and how to use it. So maybe somewhere long after we are dead that will happen. But I don't expect that to happen for several lifetimes.
Isn't one of the current theories on dark matter is that it's in a way it's kind of like what's the word? It can kind of pass through just about anything. It's like there, but undetectable most of the time. Like it can actually be passing through you right now, and you would have no idea.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Dark matter's a weird thing to try to explain, partially, like I said, because we don't know exactly what the hell it is. There's tons of theories everywhere, but it's like, when you start explaining it, it starts getting confusing because it's like, oh, so it's like antimatter. No, it's not like antimatter. And it's like, oh, so, and then it's like, it's like neutrinos, because those are like massless. It's like, no, not quite, it's not like that. So, there's...
Is it like the thing where you can actually observe the position of an electron because as soon as you observe it, it's somewhere else? Is that kind of what I'm getting here?
So
exactly.
no, and the thing with the electron
No.
is like, it's not that when you observe it, it's somewhere else, but it's one of those things that once electrons have this, and just, it's kind of a thing about a lot of different particles, is that once you observe it, you forced it into an observable state, so that means you can never know what it was doing right before you saw it.
God, that is so fucking cool.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that once you define a variable, so that way you can pick it up, you've changed the other variables.
I love it.
It's almost science.
I love it.
It's potential science.
So I mean,
love science.
I mean, you can think of it. The easy way to think about it is like if you say x plus y equals z, and you can only see it if x equals one of these things, or if y equals one of these things, or if z equals one of these things. As soon as you make one of those have to equal something, x and z or whatever have to change what they are, so that way that equation still lines up.
Oh, I get that. That makes total sense to me. Yes. Oh my god, that's like, okay, revelation.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, it's that moment of realization, you're like, holy shit, math has, like, some serious power.
Yeah. So that's, like, the
kinda
easiest way I got for that. Yeah.
It's like doing Dungeons and Dragons or something like that, where you have these spells that you have to, like, an incantation of some sort, but this time, instead of it being some ancient dead elven language, it's actually the language of math. And you can actually get these things to do what it is you want them to do. It's like, I'm going to tell you what to do, and you will do it!
Love it. I love it. Whoever's in the chat room and says, Ballercoat, you should be a show is right. This needs to be a thing. Totally needs to be a thing. That's freaking amazing.
If we ever get into live action, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we have all these things that we want to do, but because we're, like, all over the country, it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult for us to do. I would suggest Austin, just so you know.
Yeah, well, we're working on it.
Yeah, we have plans.
Yeah, Chaos has already, like, moved to Texas, so there's that. That's already happened.
What part of Texas?
No, I haven't moved to Texas. What are you on about?
I want to.
That's
so
right. You're
bad.
planning
Oh
on
my
it,
God.
right?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. We're starting the, like, overall plans for that.
So if you guys can just leave me a bed, I'm not going to live there, but just leave me one.
Yeah, I can do that. We have air mattresses. I actually have a couch that turns
We're just going to give you the couch.
I want a room.
You want a room? You got to pay rent.
A bathroom.
You want a room.
You can only have a room if it's the room.
The room, yes.
Yeah, and you have to watch... Actually, that's how you have to get into the house. You have to watch Tommy Wiseau's The Room before you enter.
Pass.
Dear Lord. You guys watched that.
Instead of a doorbell, we just replace it with his laugh.
You guys have watched it like 3 times.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Explain this to me. Why?
I couldn't do it twice. I really couldn't do it twice.
I can't sit through 5 minutes of it.
Is it awkward for you? Because it's not really awkward for me, because it's so bad.
So,
it goes beyond the awkward stage.
I don't
and
like
skips
things
to
that are so bad they're good. Like that,
it wasn't good. It didn't reach that level at all. It was so bad the entire time, and we just laughed at it the entire time.
And some of us were pretty bevved.
Somebody like put a lot of like work into this piece of crap, and it's just like I don't want to like sit here and laugh at like this thing that's probably just so bad. Like, you know, like I don't want to like. I don't know, I feel bad laughing at it or something like that. I don't know, I'm weird, again, but...
I don't know. I don't have that problem.
Well, the people who align themselves with good have that problem.
Oh, that's what that is.
I always play
ethics, I'm sorry.
Lawful good.
Yeah, well... which is weird, because I was neutral, which is kind of bizarre. I feel maybe...
You can't really be a neutral character.
Yeah, well,
like,
that's or true neutral or whatever.
It's so impossible to be a neutral character because, like, again, like you just because you're always doing
anything,
right? I took that D&D
test,
like all of us, so it's like that's
because you're always.
I mean, what do you do? Is it always just like, whatever?
I do the thing based on the situation. Like I'm never like this is I don't know. I live in the world of gray. I just don't.
So does that mean 50% of the time you do something evil and 50% of the time you do something good? So you're like true neutral because you like balance yourself out completely?
It's so like, I feel like it's more like I care about the micro rather than the macro. So it's like this one person may be a bandit, but they don't deserve to die because they stole a piece of bread so they could feed their family. So it's like, that's my...
What? No, he stole a piece of bread off with his head.
Zach Lawful Good, I guess.
And then you could chop up his body and feed it to the homeless, and there you go.
I thought that was lawful.
Dark, I want to be in the town that you run.
Yeah. Do you, though? Because He just killed me for a loaf of bread. What happens to you if you do something?
I don't steal the fucking bread. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm just defending the man. I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of like the devil's
you would go to the damn local soup kitchen and get yourself some food. You wouldn't steal from someone
if you had a
else.
soup kitchen, there wouldn't be any stealing.
Well, there you go.
But
see, my town would be perfect.
Yeah, your town would be
Lozelda
perfect.
would
But what about the
wanna
town
live there.
next over? Like,
Don't go to the town next over. Problem solved.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know.
come to my town for the soup kitchen. It's nice. We serve chicken broth.
Dude, chicken is so good. Like, I love chicken noodle soup. Do you guys add any like rosemary or anything to yours? I personally want to cook my chicken.
Chicken noodle soup is boring to me, so I don't do it.
Wow.
I was just thinking that. That's the best segue I've ever heard.
I don't know. I
have more D&D to talk.
Yeah, I did go for it. I just
play.
segue.
I'm playing a campaign right now where I'm finally playing like an attack character. I'm an elf monk. And every single time I play, like, everybody wants to be like that or play like they're like very like selfish characters. I'm like, all right, who's gonna be the healer? Like, okay, it's gonna be me again. I'm gonna be the healer, and I'm gonna like I don't want to be a bad guy healer, so I'm always like the good guy character. And then it always deteriorates. Like I'm the only guy in the entire team still making good guy decisions, and it always kind of ruins D&D for me because like my guy is doing all the good guy decisions, but like everybody around me is doing all these bad guy decisions, and I'm like, I want to keep playing. But my character would
be a group
never.
Of heroes that is just everyone's just.
It
doing
doesn't.
bad
You don't
guy
have to be a
pose.
hero, but like it's like my character technically would never tolerate all these kind of selfish characters. But I want to keep playing, so and I got to keep healing them
For the
because
greater
I don't.
good.
You know.
Does this mean you're really just a goody two shoes, and your evil character is actually going to wind up being a good guy in the end?
I tend to be. I do tend to be even when I start. I'm like I'm going to be like neutral. And I'm like, I'm making all these good guy decisions all the time. I can't help it.
Yeah, it's
Same way.
I'm sure it's hard.
I feel guilty making a decision that's not a good guy decision.
Yeah, I can't play Renegade for real. You know, I can play
Never.
Renegade for achievements, but
Yeah.
I can't even do it for that. I feel guilty just trying to do anything. If it hits me on the Renegade, I'm like, fuck, I gotta reload for a save. Hold on a second. Because it just freaks me.
You can't get a single. I remember when I was trying to do a fully Paragon thing. There's like one choice which makes you Renegade, like gives you Renegade points by default, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's like,
oh, that's just part of character growth. Your character's going through a thing, you know.
Like
So I made a
1%,
Renegade
1% of his
Everybody gets
decisions are
one.
bad. He had a single bad thought, and he's like, oh, darn it.
It's like no one can be 100% pure.
I feel like for Watch Dogs, there was this. It was sort of a system.
You mean watch
of being-
underscore dogs?
Sure. Yes, watch underscore dogs with a 0. It should be a 0. But anyway, like I was starting out being the good guy, like I won't kill cops, I won't do this, I won't do that. And then as time progressed and I beat the main story and I'm trying to do like side quest stuff and cops keep getting in my way, I'm like, I slightly
Fuck these
I
cops,
start
man.
becoming, it's like evil. It's like, oh, these goddamn cops, I'm trying to kill
Boredom-
a bad guy here and they're in my
Forces you
way.
to become evil.
Yeah, it's like, and then I just go, I'm like, well, the floodgates have been opened, might as well just straight up start killing people. So I'm like, oh, this guy sounds annoying. Like, I went from good guy to sociopath in like 2 hours.
Boredom does that to people, though. Like, I think I'd mentioned this before on a previous podcast where they did this research thing where they locked a bunch of people by themselves into a room, and all that was in the room was this little electrical device that would allow them to shock themselves with it. There was nothing else for them to do, and they were forced to like be by themselves for, I think it was just an hour. And most of the people who participated in this experiment wound up shocking themselves more than once just because they were so bored there was nothing else to do. So, yeah, I can definitely see, like...
What is this like an experiment of? People get bored, so they'll play with something.
Yeah, even if it's to, like, the detriment of their own health. Like, it's not just a little shock, it's a holy fucking shit that really hurt. But then, there's nothing else.
Humans are curious.
Well, doing it once makes sense, but doing it multiple times over the course of an hour because there's nothing else to do. So,
What's the thing that electrocutes you?
what's the thing?
I'm sure you just touch
your
the
abs?
open circuit and has a controlled something or another. Or
Yeah,
it's a
I don't know.
button.
The article that I read didn't define what the device was. It just said that it was a device that would deliver a very unpleasant electrical shock to the participant.
I don't think I would do that.
See, only one way to find out. We're gonna have to lock you in a room with it for an hour, and
I mean, so that's it. And I know I'm getting out in an hour.
Because I've got this.
I'll just take a nap.
It's like a tennis racket with
This is so
electricity
easy.
running through it at work for when we find like flies or something like
bug
that. It's like
zapper,
an electrified bug zapper fly swatter thing, and we'll use it on each other just because it's funny.
Because you're insane.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to
You'll be
go
like,
with
smack.
teasing.
You're like, yeah.
I've been wanting to get into D&D, and I just feel like it's so, like, beyond, not my comprehension, but just the time I have.
It's in order to get into what is considered like the actual new and adjusted rules. It's at this point it's too much to put
It's
in
not.
to
It's
start
not.
it.
It's a book. It really is. It's really easy for, like, especially D&D. That's a really good first time role player kind of game. You pick a role and you learn the techniques, especially 5th edition right now.
Is there like a
Very
bard
easy.
or like jester or something? Something like maybe
there's-
not.
Doesn't
there
it
is a
depend
bard.
on the universe that you set?
I suppose.
No, it's all, you can be whatever character that's
Yeah,
in the rule
you
books.
can select bard as the class, but you can turn said bard into a jester.
So we could do like a TFT D&D and
Yeah.
have Tejan be the dungeon master.
I was thinking about that.
Why would I have to be the DM?
You have the most
I
experience.
have to say,
Go.
I gotta say,
Mm-hmm.
in case you didn't know, we happen to have a couple of D&D shows on the Weirdlings.com.
Yes, you
The
do.
Weirdlings.com
Hit
for
that
all of your
shit.
D&D. Sorry, I had to do that.
We
I'm
believe
sorry.
it.
I'm on
not
episode
sorry,
6.
don't lie
You
to
guys
us.
just fought the goblins.
Oh, yay!
And Arya kept yelling at you guys to get the map.
Oh my god, that was... Oh,
Did you get the map? I forget if you got the map.
I can't spoil it for you.
Yeah, we'll be sure to
Yeah,
leave
you got
the
a long
link
way to
in
go.
the description for anybody that'll be listening to this later on, and also for my own benefit so I can look it up later too.
I love the cutaways to the talking head parts, too. I didn't expect that. I'm like, oh, wow, this is a good device. This is pretty
I
funny.
love it too. I think it's
Talking
great.
heads.
Unfortunately,
Wait a minute.
it takes...
Explain this to me, okay? I can't picture this. What are you talking about?
It's like when in reality shows when you talk to the camera.
Oh, okay. Like, are you in character as you're doing this?
No. You're as your player talking about what's going on.
That is so
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Okay, now I need to watch it. I've been trying to get myself to watch it, but I've been like swept up in the speed drawing and the cosplay and the comics.
Our D&D show, the first one, Heroes of Awesome, had enough people push us that we made a deal with .geek to do a live stream. So we've just started doing a live stream, and we have the edited version out. So we have 2 D&D shows that are coming out now. So
Oh,
you
that's
can
awesome.
watch them all. It's great fun.
I will watch the things.
2 different campaigns. I'm the DM of one of them, and Brandon is the DM of the other one.
So who is Brandon?
Brandon is one of our guys. He's one of the Heroes of Awesome.
So did you guys see, speaking of Alphabet, actually, did you guys see the updated Google
How
logo?
could you not see that? I tweeted about that, actually. It's like a...
You did!
Like, a
So
kindergartner...
I knew you'd be able to talk about it.
Kindergartner refrigerator
Oh
magnets.
no, I like it. It's very simplistic, and it's like I like simple yet elegant things. I don't know, like
doesn't-
it's
You
not
can,
over
never,
the
you
top.
can never do wrong with simple and clean. It's boring, but you can't go wrong.
But it's not really
And-
clean, though, because it's got all
Yes,
the
it
different
is.
colors, and it doesn't...
Circles, dude. You
it
can't go
doesn't
cleaner than
match
circles.
my phone color scheme anymore.
I have a Google Nexus phone, so it works perfect for me.
I have this, like, nice black, white, gray, and bluish type color palette on my phone, and Google's super bright logo
It's
now.
the same color scheme, dude.
No,
It's
before, in
each
the-
letter is the same color.
No, in the search bar, it used to be... Google used to just be nice and gray, and the little microphone button was also nice and gray. It fit everything, and now it pops out at me, and it's screaming at me on the top of
saying
my
hi,
phone.
click me, hello.
Yeah. I like the little colorful microphone, though, and the G logo. Like, with the colors, all with the colors on the G. I like those.
I think this logo does a lot better because again, like they're really branching out to all there's so many freaking Google devices now at different screen sizes and stuff like that. That's why they redid their logo to really make it scalable. So like that's why it's so geometric. And I think it's a strong evolution of what their logo is before. A lot of people are criticizing like it's just a typeface. I'm like, that's what the other Google
that's what it
logo was. It's the same thing. It's just in a different kind of shape.
I'm curious, though. Like, I don't know of any other company that has done what Google has done and actually has created its own parent company. Like, they weren't purchased by Alphabet. They produced Alphabet, and then
They
became a subsidiary.
I've actually been a part of some companies that do that. They create an offshoot group that kind of like handles a different oh well, we're becoming so top heavy, so let's take these people, put them in a different entity, and they can see out as their own entity, while Google just focuses on like device and search engine and stuff like that, technology, all the other kind of stuff like that.
I'm glad that they did it, especially since they have they're juggling so many different things. Like you're like, what does search engine have to do with the self-driving car or nanobiology or anything like that? But they're wanting to do all this cool stuff, so it makes sense. Oh, and Google Fiber. Oh, Google Fiber.
Oh, please
I will
hurry.
have Google Fiber soon. They're installing it in my city. I'm so happy.
They have that in Austin, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
In certain parts.
they say in certain parts. They say that we were supposed to get installed in my house in March, and still didn't happen. So,
Well,
we'll see.
sucks to be you.
It does. Yeah, it really does. I'm really upset about it, but whatever.
I just want to experience it, so I can I want to be in a place where I get to tap into Google Fiber and say oh, it's actually awesome. It's I want to experience it. I've never experienced it.
Are you sure you want to experience it? Because then once you have to go back to not awesome internet,
Yeah, because then I can talk about it and bitch about it. Obviously.
It'll be the new gold standard. Although, what I was told from the last time I had a bitch to Time Warner Cable about our internet connection, they're like, oh yeah, your whole area is actually getting a speed upgrade soon. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if
when you mentioned Time Warner, you muted for a second.
Yeah, yeah,
that was pretty great.
yeah, there we go, exactly.
Yeah, you're about to drop out because they hear their name. They're like, oh wait, what's he gonna say?
Yeah, it's so I'm like, I wonder if this has anything to do with Google Fiber coming to the area, and they know they're going to have some really stiff competition for speeds, because no one likes them. No one likes them. Whenever I had to go into the office once, and it was like sitting in an STD clinic where everyone's just they've got all these bright colors on the wall, but everyone's sitting there like it's the end of the world. I'm like, holy shit, this is depressing as fuck. Yeah. So anyway. Do we have any closing comments we'd like to wrap up with? I just noticed that we are actually
we started later, so we pushed to about at least 5 minutes later because of our start time.
Well, I have a question for Mark. What is a swear cat?
What?
Swear cats are one of the cool things that we kind of picked up and our community picked up. We kind of made the decision we didn't want any hardcore language on the site, so we would censor the hardcore stuff when we were cussing. And one of our contributors at the time started using a cat for her censor sound. And our community started just calling it the swear cat. And then Danielle is one of our newest contributors, and she's an artist. And she drew this little anime-looking swear cat, and people just loved it. So the swear cat became a thing, and that's what it's one of the concepts I pitched to DFTBA to join DFTBA Records and start doing our merch with them. So now we've got t-shirts with DFTBA with that, and it's just basically we use the swear cat now for our censor whenever we're censoring our videos and everything like that. And it's become a thing.
Is the swear cat what you're using as your image for Skype right now? Is that what I'm looking at?
That's the one. That's swear cat.
Nice. It is pretty fucking adorable, I will admit.
Yeah, I love it. I bought the shirts. I'm not going to pitch because I've already done the shameless plug once.
Oh, no. When we have guests on here, you pimp your shit till your little heart's content. But
hey, rock and roll. DFTBA.com/Weirdlings. Go there. DFTBA.com/Weirdlings to get your Swear Cat t-shirt.
Actually, let's leave a link to the Swear Cats t-shirt, too, because I want this on a t-shirt. I want this. I want to wear it.
Sounds like it's pretty conveniently already on a t-shirt for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Ooh la la.
DFTBA.com/Weirdlings.
Do you have an actual medley for that?
I do now.
Yeah, exactly. And you're welcome. Can we have 50 cents every time that's done? Alrighty, and that's our record deal.
And we're done. Yay, there it is.
T-shirt with the swearing, and I'll have the little Fustercluck tank top.
There
I really should have gotten that in a t-shirt, I realized, so I could wear it to work. And people can ask me about it.
Oh my god, if you wore it to work, that'd be the best thing ever.
Wait, a Fustercluck? I don't know this one. I think I have to have it.
I will.
This is something that Lozelda said during a stream. Could you give us the breakdown again,
The breakdown on that is I was trying to... I swear a lot when I stream, partially because I drink and partially because I'm terrible at games. So I was trying to say clusterfuck, and I screwed up, and I said fustercluck, because I mix up my words a lot, and we thought that was hilarious, and we decided that should be like a team. We're like, oh yeah, Team Fustercluck, we need a mascot. And, then one of my friends was bored at work and drew like the sassy chicken kind of thing, and we decided that was the mascot for Team Fustercluck, and they're like, this should be on a shirt, so we made it a damn shirt. So
that's awesome.
Who do you think would win in a fight?
I mean, obviously the Flustercluck, right?
It's a cat.
I don't know.
And he's pretty pissed.
Yeah,
it's a pissed off cat. Have you ever tried to wrestle a pissed off cat?
No, because I'm not an idiot.
And this is a sassy chicken that doesn't really know man. So
there we go.
I don't know. Yeah,
I imagine they'd be best friends. They'd be the snarky, sarcastic people.
We analyze their weapons, armor, to see who would win the test battle.
They're just gonna judge everyone.
I do see that teaming up. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. So yeah, that came out of my stream. So that's the running joke in my stream is Team.
I have to say, the first thing I thought of when you said that is I thought there was like some new like fried chicken chain.
Oh my god! I should totally make one.
Should totally be a thing.
This entire podcast has been spurring ideas.
Best food chain in Grand Theft Auto, Fustercluck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right next to the freckle bitches.
What the hell is a freckle bitch?
It's a play on Wendy's, I'd imagine.
It's like, yeah, it's the Grand Theft Auto version of Wendy's.
I'm dumb.
Have you never played a Grand Theft Auto game? Do you not know?
Don't you do like advertising or something? Like,
what does that have to do with Grand Theft Auto?
I mean,
and
like,
you described a store. That doesn't mean I automatically recognize the logo because I'm a graphic
label.
designer.
I mean, you should, right? That's part of your
Christ.
job.
Look, okay, welcome
What?
to my page.
What? No, video games, this is job?
Oh boy,
You
sorry.
finally experienced the thing that scientists experience all the time. Is I am a chemist slash physicist. I have my areas of study. People are like, you're a scientist, so you know about blah blah blah, and they'll say something totally
It's like
not
you know about anatomy, right?
Yeah, like or they'll like talk about some biological thing, and I'm like, well, that sounds really interesting. They're like, well, can you tell me about it? I'm like, no, because I don't fucking know it, because that's not my thing. I feel like there's no other real. Granted, I'm sure I know doctors have the same thing, where like somebody's a dermatologist, like, you're a doctor. My friend's having a heart attack. Like, it's.
Oh god, no, it's not just doctors. Like we have.
Yeah, so like doctors and scientists all have the same thing happen to them, where somebody's like, oh, you're this general category of person, so you must know everything that could possibly be related to that general category. So I'm supposed to know all science, and you're supposed to know all logos, and doctors should know about all ailments, and it's just
Agreed.
You tell this is the
I'm
thing.
glad
This
we're on
is
the
the
same
thing
page.
that I have to deal with, and it makes me very angry.
Tell us how you really feel about that, okay?
Yeah. Don't
God.
don't
Shit
hold
in
any
the paper.
punches. Yeah.
God fucking damn it, people! All right, I'm done.
So,
Cool.
Lo, I have one question for you. One last question for
Oh
you.
God.
So, well, it's not even a question. I just want you to tell us about the reunion that you recently went to.
Yeah.
And the hashtag that you sent out to
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
All right, so
Story time.
my 10-year high school reunion was recently, and I went because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
It was one of those things I had no intention of going, but then there's like 6 of my girlfriends that we all still talk to each other and stuff. Like one of them was like, "Hey, I'm going. Are you guys going?" And then there was like, "Well, if you're gonna go, I'm gonna go." And then everybody was going, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I can't be the only person who's not going." So we went, and it was a thing. It was a thing. But one of the things they put this thing out on the table saying like, oh, like help us like, celebrate the night and show all the good times everybody has. So, use Instagram and Twitter and use this hashtag.
Oh boy.
And so what I did, because spoiler,
How did you not think this would backfire?
because they didn't count on me being an asshole. Is spoiler, I'm an asshole. I tweeted the hashtag out, but I put a space in the hashtag so that way it wasn't tied to me. So it didn't actually, I wasn't actually tagged in my tweet, and I was like, hey, everybody, do me a favor. Tweet really random shit to this hashtag for the rest of the night.
That's awesome.
It was beautiful because I checked it the next morning and there was not a single legitimate post to that hashtag. It was all of my Twitter followers just saying random stuff. It was
you kept yelling at us not to tag you.
Yeah, like two or three people tagged me. I'm like, no, you can't do that because then they'll know. They'll know that I did this. That I'm the one who ruined it.
Did anybody figure it out? Like,
I don't think so. Nobody ever said anything to me. So
just like, but you're not invited back for the 20th.
Yeah, don't invite Zell.
I don't want to get Zell. I wouldn't want to go back.
All your friends call you Zell.
Oh man. It was so beautiful. Like my entire table. So like everyone showed up, and I think there were like 70 of us there, and like all the band kids immediately clumped together again. And so, for clarity, I am one of the band kids. And so we all clumped together, and we're looking around the room, and we're like, this is amazing, because we split up the exact same way we would have used to do, but now we're the cool kids. Everybody else is, like, stuck in, like, high school mode. Like, the class president girl lady that, like, put together the reunion or whatever is still acting like she's in high school. She's, like, super wasted. She's, like, doing, like, the trying too hard dance on the dance floor, and is just like going up to random dudes and like trying to grind on them. And I'm like, this is our 10-year high school reunion. Most people are here with their significant others. That is ridiculously inappropriate. What are you doing? Oh my god.
See, some people just can't leave high school.
Yeah. And it was just a lot of, it was a lot.
For Soup song that said that high school never ends.
Yeah. It was a lot of stuff like that. So we actually got to a point where we all looked at each other, we're like, alright, let's take advantage of the open bar, and then we're gonna leave early. And so we left like a whole hour early, and somebody lived nearby, and so they went home and got socks, and then we all, for all the ladies, cause it was a fancy thing, it was like a cocktail party, so we're like wearing heels and stuff. So we went and got socks for all of us.
I'm glad you explained that. Like, why the fuck did you go get socks?
Yeah, I was like, I
hope there's the president with
yes.
bars of soap and socks. Like.
So in our fancy cocktail attire, we all went bowling and then went to Steak and Shake and got cheesy fries and milkshakes at 2 a.m.
Dude, that sounds so fucking good.
It was so like
did
the reunion.
Did you dip the fries in the milkshake?
No, why? Ew, why? No, why would you dip cheesy fries in a milkshake?
What's wrong with you?
Okay, not cheesy fries, but regular fries.
Or even just don't do that either.
No, I don't understand the people who do that either. But
soggy fries are gross.
Okay,
you're dipping it in a liquid.
Yeah, that's gross.
It's not quite a liquid,
is this
though.
the pie versus cake again?
No,
this is what I have to do. No,
this is disgusting.
Whatever,
but yeah, but the whole time, like, I'm sitting with all my people, and I'm like, okay, so guys, this is what I just did, and they're like, oh my god, you're terrible. So the whole night, like, every, 30 minutes, to be like, so what's happening with the hashtag? And at one point I pulled it up, and, like, everything had just blown the fuck up, and we're all, like, dying, like, we're passing my phone around. So, you did all the band people proud, you guys.
That's awesome. I'm glad we made somebody's night.
It was so great. It was so amazing.
As soon as I saw the just
I was so curious to what that was. Now I finally can connect all the dots. Like, it just kept on showing up everywhere, and I was like very confused.
Yep, that's
all day.
That's why it was. God,
I'm gonna do that now. Like, just walking by like a random coffee shop or something like that, where if they actually have like a hashtag, like, hey, make sure you use this. I'm like, oh, good idea. I'll tag you in it, and then have you send it to all your Twitter people.
There you go.
And just bomb the shit out of them.
Yeah, I'm pulling this up now because I really want to see what all happened. Like, some people just like tweeted like random just like creepy pictures, like meme picture kind of things. I've got Darth Vader being oh shit
being
lumbered
shit, okay.
from Office Space. I got that going on. We got yeah, there was the cow thing. Somebody just tweeted a picture that says money can't buy happiness, but it can buy Taco Bell, which is basically the same thing. Like, so like this entire hashtag is just like ridiculous shit.
Madness unraveled. And at its finest.
Alright guys, we do need to start wrapping this up now. Closing thoughts, comments?
You already asked. Is there anything anybody else wants to pimp?
Fustercluck and Swearcat would be best friends. I just want to end with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We should make a t-shirt with the two of them on it together.
Yes.
Now, Swearcat's legit now. I think I would get in trouble for that, even if I was like, yeah.
Aw. We could make a knockoff copy.
There we go.
we could talk about stuffs later, maybe.
Just, it's a thing.
We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you everybody for watching tonight's TFT podcast. Thank you everybody in Twitch who joined us tonight. You can follow us here on Twitch or on Twitter at the forum thread. You can like us on Facebook. You can also subscribe to our gaming channel, TFT Plays, or our regular podcast channel, TFT Productions. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, the forum thread podcast. What else do we do? Oh, you can find us on RT website if you know how to use it. Also, we released our panel. That is on our TFT Productions YouTube. So that is there in its all glory. And,
yes.
I think that's it. Did I hit everything?
I think that's everything. You've got that thing
Check
down.
out, make sure you check out, Mark and the Weirdlings. www.theweirdlings.com. They have YouTube, Twitter, all those, important aspects. Should I put out the hashtag? Love?
You can put it out there if you want, as long as.
Oh no, you put it out there. You know what it is.
All right. I put it in the Skype chat in case you guys want to see it. So.
Well, I want to announce it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it in audio form because I don't want this to like follow me for like 2 years from now. Like somebody's gonna.
Oh,
be like,
that's true.
haha.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Fair enough. All right. Then, Mark, did you need to pimp anything else?
Oh my god, I've pimped so much. That's just...
Okay, do you want to pimp anything?
You know what? You guys have covered everything. You've got the Weirdlings. We've got heroesofawesome.com for all of the Dungeons & Dragons and RPG stuff. We also do the live stream every other Sunday at twitch.tv/.geek, which is part of the Daily Dot. dftba.com/weirdlings for all the merchandise needs. If you need a shirt, who doesn't need a shirt? Come to dftba.com.
I know I need more shirts.
We all need more shirts. No, but mainly I just want to thank you guys for inviting me. I mean, you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Really?
I'm just sitting over here going, this is an awesome podcast. I love this.
Awesome.
Thank you. And this is our second collab of the week with you guys. We had Danielle on a anime podcast earlier this week.
I saw that. She was very excited.
But, well, thank you again for coming, and thank you everybody for watching.
Yes.
Good night.
See you same
Night.
time next week. Good night, everybody.
I love you.
Bye.
Pie is better than cake.
No, it is not. You
No.
fucking liar.
Quit lying.
I'm not lying. I have plenty of supporters in Team Pie, just not here.
Look, Trump has plenty of supporters too. That doesn't make it right.
God damn it. No.